Welcome, Texarkana football fans, to the semifinals of the 5A state playoffs in the state of Arkansas, where the Arkansas High Razorbacks come into the game 8-4, playing the Bentonville Tigers, who come into the game 10-1. This is Robbie McAdoo along with Joe Adams, and down on the sideline tonight, Alan Brown with the field mic down there. And Arkansas High has won the toss and is deferred, and they're going to
Coach Bardine, I know this is where we want to be. We want to be in the semifinals. We certainly want to make it to the finals. Is your team ready to play tonight?
I think we'll be ready to play. You know, we've talked to our kids all year about opportunity and want to. Here's the opportunity. We'll see how much want to we have when we go out there tonight.
How about the keys in the first half? What do you want to try to do in the first half?
Ball control, and then we got to put pressure on their quarterback.
Coach, good luck to you. See you at halftime.
Folks, that's head coach and athletic director Denny Bird.
Robbie, back up to you.
One of the finest football coaches in all of America at any level. He's a student of the game, and he practices his teams the same way he believes. And we're just about ready to get underway here for this semifinal game, and we'll be back after these messages. We're back here, and there's the fireworks from the Arkansas High Razorbacks coming on the field. But Joe, this is going to be a tough ball game tonight. Bentonville comes into this contest at 11-1. Highly touted football team, a very good football team. I think you told me earlier in pregame that they have 30 seniors?
30 seniors, 20 of them start. You know, Robbie, it's really a contrast of two styles here. Bentonville likes to throw the football. Their quarterback, Shalon Goff, has thrown the ball for over 2,000 yards this year. He also likes to run the football, but they'll throw it first. Texarkana, Arkansas High comes in wanting to run the football and throw it secondly.
I think, fans, you're going to see a different game tonight. This Bentonville team comes in with a very balanced offense. They can run it, they can throw it, and they run it about 50% of the time. If week before last, as you watched the game, Springdale was wide open. Passing attack last week was a running attack by West Memphis. So this is going to be a tough ball game, but I tell you what, you cannot count this Razorback football team out. They are good.
One of the things that we talked about early was that the Razorbacks started out 0-3, and now they are 8-4. They've won 7 out of their last 8 football games. And this is probably the hottest football team in the state of Arkansas right now.
You're exactly right. And I tell you what, Bentonville comes to Texarkana, but I don't believe they've been hit the way that Arkansas High is going to hit them tonight.
You know, they come out of the West Conference, which is traditionally a tough conference, but most of the time there they pass the football. They've not seen the speed and the toughness of the Arkansas High team.
Nathan Shaw, Arkansas High won the toss and deferred to the second half. Nathan Shaw will be kicking off for the Razorbacks, and we're going to get to see this outstanding Razorback defense on the field first here. Nathan's kick is fielded at the 5-yard line. They bring it back up to the middle, and he hits the wedge, and it's a great return.
On the return, that time, Derek Hartman.
He brings it back up, and David Bird in there on the stop. So Bentonville's going to have fair field position to start this football game. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Tigers at their own 35-yard line. That was a great kick by Nathan, but he hit that wedge there and he got sprung for another 10 yards. And the last row of defenders was able to stop him. Schlagenhoff brings the Bentonville Tigers. They're in a trip set over here to split to the right. Three-step drop, pressure, overthrown, and
almost intercepted.
Just intercepted by Reggie Atkins nearly. But I tell you what, he was getting pressure from the inside.
Freddie Barnett in there.
Troy Robinson was in there putting pressure on him, and he had to hurry that throw, and Reggie Atkins got a hand on it.
One of the things we want to watch right now, Robbie, in this ball game is Freddie Barnett, the nose guard for Arkansas High, going up against a senior from Bentonville. That should be a major battle.
Sophomore versus a senior. I'm going with the sophomore, Joe. How about you?
I think so too. Handoff this time to
Freddie Barnett, Troy Robinson on the stop. Pickup of no yards, so that's going to bring up third down and 10 for the Bentonville Tigers, and there's that outstanding Razorback defense we talked about. 3rd and 9 now is the call, Joe.
That time Hartman, the ball carrier, speedster, not very big, but great speed out on the corners.
Bentonville comes to the line of scrimmage this time to the lower part of the screen there, and trips formation to the left, split to the right, one back set, go the Tigers. 5-step drop, timing route, he tries to hit the out, and it's completed and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. That time on the reception from Schlagenhoff was
Aswell and Bird over there on the coverage for Arkansas High.
But it was yardage for a first down, and that time that young man ran a great out route. Schlagenhoff put the ball on the money, and it was just a great throw and catch for the Bentonville Tigers.
You know, we've heard about Schlagenhoff's arm, and throwing that out route right there, right on the money, you can tell he's got a great arm.
That was about a 14-yard out, and you have to have a strong arm to complete that pass. Pro right formation, I backfield blast inside, and there's no go.
Justin Willis on the bottom of the pile. Pickup of 3 on the play that time.
Marco Washington in on the stop also for the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks need to come up strong on defense here. First possession for Bentonville.
Second and 7, ball just inside the Arkansas 49-yard line. Three-step drop, stop route. Aswell catches the ball, and he's going to be tackled there by David Bird. But he is going to have yardage for a first down, so the Bentonville Tigers are moving the football one more time.
Second first down for the Tigers.
We gave them a little cushion that time. Don't be surprised if we don't get up there tough and play bump and run man with them. Now there it is. Taking away the stop route. If you see David's lined up there in a man formation.
High formation for the Tigers. Schlagenhoff back. Ball is dropped out of the flat.
The receiver that time was Joe Murphy, just off his fingertips.
Jamon Howard covering. And we've heard so much about this passing attack of the Tigers, and right now we're getting a good example of it.
We were able to hold the run down. They came out trying to run it, but we stopped them 2 or 3 times. As we said earlier, they're a very balanced offense, so they went right into their passing game and have had some success so far.
Second 10 for the Tigers.
Double twins, the formation. One back set for the Tigers. They're playing man underneath, half coverage. And the
pass is incomplete.
That time was
Hartman.
Derek Hartman was the intended receiver, and coverage there was Justin Willis.
But you know, Jacob Hudson was putting pressure on the quarterback that time. Had to get rid of it early.
I don't believe they're going to see Bentonville has seen this type of speed in the defensive line.
That's one thing that Coach Burdine mentioned. They've got to put pressure on the quarterback. If you let him stand back there and have enough time, he'll pick you apart.
Third and 10 now, a ball at the 40-yard line on the left hash mark. Bentonville comes out this time in double twins, one back set, 3 down linemen for the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks blitzing. Willis gets to him.
And it's just off the fingertips. The intended receiver that time was Chris Brosh.
Justin Willis knocked down the quarterback.
And on top of him was Roy Ross on the coverage that time.
4th and 10, so a punting situation for the Tigers. David Bird will be deep for the Razorbacks.
10-man front for the Razorbacks punt block team. Wooden soldiers there, Joe.
There
we
they
don't
are.
see that very often anymore.
Not much anymore. Razorbacks drop off in coverage.
It's a shanked punt.
Almost hit a Razorback there.
Yes, but if that Razorback would have caught it, I know you don't want him to catch it there, but there was green grass ahead.
Yes, there was.
I don't know if they'd have touched Reggie if he'd have caught that one, but that was a smart move there, and the Hogs will play first down and 10 at their own 22-yard line. And the Razorback fans, a packed crowd here at Razorback Stadium, are on their feet and rooting for the Hogs.
Ready to see the Razorbacks go to War Memorial next weekend.
Semifinal action. Bentonville arrived here from beating Cabot last week in Cabot. The Razorbacks, as you know, defeated the
West Memphis Blue Devils
here at Razorback Stadium. High formation, bootleg action. Jamon Howard in the flat.
The ball is tipped.
The ball is
caught by Howard.
That time Jamon was in at fullback and he was out. He was in the flat there. It came off the defender's hands and into Jamon's pickup of about 8 yards for the Razorbacks.
You know, there were 2 men that time out on the...
As you see right here, Jamon's lined up. No, he's there in the slot. He's going to run the out route. And great coverage that time by Bentonville, but great concentration by Jamon Howard. Justin Willis, the fullback in. They run the wham inside, and boy,
Gamble
Patrick
with the carry.
Gamble is hit hard by the linebacker.
but he struggles up close to the first down. I think he's going to have enough to have it. We'll wait for the measurement.
Taylor Sizemore, the middle linebacker for the Bentonville Tigers, came up and snuffed that wham play inside. We got officials timeout for a measurement.
One thing about Bentonville, Robbie, is they're not going to have the same speed that West Memphis had last week. West Memphis was big and fast.
As we look there in that defensive line, I don't think they're quite as big either in the defensive line, Joe, as the West Memphis Blue Devils was.
And hopefully we can run on them a lot better than we did against West Memphis last week.
1st and 10 Razorbacks at their own 32-yard line.
First down of the ball game for the Razorbacks.
9:08 left here in the first quarter. Just tuning in, Bentonville had the ball first on offense, had 2 first downs, moved the football with a mixed-up run and pass offense. But the Hogs were able to hold them, and they punted away, and now the Razorbacks are here. 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Slot left, split left, tight end right.
Jamon Howard
give it to
breaks
Jamon
the line.
Howard.
He's got room.
He may go. He's at the 30.
He may go all the way. He's going to be run out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but that time was a great run by Jamon Howard. And this Arkansas High fans are on their feet and cheering.
65-yard run for Jamon Howard. First time he touches the football.
As you see right here, Jamon's lined up at the fullback position. No, he was lined up at the tailback position. They gave it to him on the wham. He breaks into the secondary.
One man to beat, and he got him down at the 2.
And so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Hogs at the Bentonville 2-yard line.
Hogs want to punch it in here.
8:32 left here in the first period.
There it is, touchdown.
Justin Willis on the carry. With 8:26 left here in the first period, the Razorbacks get on pay dirt first. The score now, the Razorbacks 6, the Tigers 0, and Nathan Shaw will be in to try the point after attempt.
Hey, Robbie, that time they did the same play they did last week when they needed a touchdown. They put the refrigerator and the freezer in the backfield. Troy Robinson and Freddie Barnett.
Double deep freeze in the game for the score on the wham. Nathan's set to try the point after attempt. You know, last week, Nathan, he battled a stomach virus all last week, and he didn't have the strength in his leg last week, but he does tonight. It's up, and it's good. With 8:26 left here in the first quarter, we're back after these messages. We're back here, and now the Razorbacks are leading 7-0 in favor of the Bentonville Tigers.
Hey, the Razorback fans couldn't ask for anything more to come out first possession, score a touchdown, put the Tigers in a hole.
Back to receive for the Tigers is Derek Hartman.
But you can't relax against these Tigers. Explosive offensive football team.
10-1 football, and in those 10-1, they've gone through north side, south side.
Springdale, Cabot, Pine Bluff.
And Reggie Atkins on the stop that time, but he was first hit by Thomas Thompson at the 20-yard line.
Ball back to the 25 for the Tigers, where they'll start their second possession.
That was James Rose on the stop for the Razorbacks. So now the Tigers are going to play first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start about 10 yards deeper this time on this drive, Joe. Double twins formation. One back set, go the Tigers from Bentonville. They give it to the lone setback, and he's going to be stopped there at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play. Coming off the bottom of the pile, John Williams.
John Williams, along with
Justin Willis was in there.
Marco Washington. So 2nd down and 9 now for the Tigers at their own 27-yard line. Double twin formation, man coverage for the Razorbacks. Man underneath half coverage, and they're going to try to throw the fade, and it's just off the fingertips, but there was great coverage. And down on the sideline.
You couldn't have written the script any better for Coach Burdine and the Razorbacks. I tell you, they wanted to, I think, get them in a passing game, and that's what he's trying to do right now. But what a great run for Jamon Howard in the first series for the Razorbacks, and that's just what Coach Burdine wants to do. We're playing some smash-mouth football, boys.
That's Alan Brown on the sideline, bringing you the commentator from the sideline tonight.
3rd down and 9 for the Tigers.
That was great coverage on that last play there. They had man underneath, half coverage. That time the man was with him, and also the free safety rotated over, and he was double covered. But that was great pass defense by the Arkansas High Razorbacks.
And the receiver also took a shot over there. So that's one thing that the Razorbacks want to do is that they catch the football, they want to make them pay for it.
It will be the first of many shots tonight for the Bentonville Tigers.
Probably a passing situation here. 4 receivers out.
Oh, we jumped the gun. Encroachment's going to be the call on the Arkansas High Razorbacks. Going to be a 5-yard penalty. So instead of having 3rd down and 8, it's going to be 3rd down and 3 now for the Tigers.
First penalty of the ball game.
And the last one, Joe. Let's put the last one on that.
But we didn't have many penalties last week. Played a pretty good ball game.
Great football game. 7:26 left here in the first period. If you're just tuning in, the Razorbacks are leading 7-0 over the Bentonville Tigers. 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver split to the right.
Back to passing.
And he gets in the seam.
He's got a man open. It's complete.
Schlagenhoff's pass.
68 yards for a touchdown.
68 yards for a touchdown. That time we had man underneath half coverage. He got behind the man coverage and underneath the half coverage. That time the receiver was Drew Denny. That's the first time he's went to him all night. As you see right here, as he comes off, there's about a 10-yard coverage. Then he gets right behind, and he gets our own man picks us off there, and he gets underneath the underneath the free safeties, and that's just a great throw and catch by the Bentonville Tigers.
Good coverage, but a perfect throw. Hard to stop that.
Well, those crossing routes, when you're playing man-to-man, they're hard. It's hard to get the switch on, Joe. And the kick is up and good. So with 7:14 left here in the first quarter, the Bentonville Tigers have tied the football game. We're tied at 7. You're watching KLFI, and we're back after these messages. As you see across the way there, the Bentonville fans traveled to see this football game. And Joe, I'd estimate there's probably 500 or 600 people over there from Bentonville, and that's a long trip.
It is a long trip, but you know, I've read in the state newspaper this week that the fans followed them. A lot of them went to Cabot last week, so they get a lot of support from the fans on the road.
The ball's going to be kicked. David Bird's going to fill it at the 2-yard line. He brings it back out across the 15. He's going to be hit once. He's still on his feet. And David had one man to beat there, but that's a great return by senior wideout David Bird.
Thought he was down there, but he kept his feet, so a great return for the Razorbacks.
7:07 left here in the first quarter.
One thing the Razorbacks want to do, according to Coach Burdine tonight, is to hang on to the football. Don't let the Bentonville offense on the field.
You know, Joe, this is the way the game's supposed to be played. When you get to the semifinals of the 5A state championship, you're supposed to have a good football game, and that's what we're witnessing tonight. They run the wham inside.
Howard again.
Howard, the ball carrier. He's going to pick up 9 yards before being brought down by Michael Sapino for the Bentonville Tigers. That's a first down. So the Hogs move the chains with 6:53 left here in the first period.
We may see a lot of scores tonight the way both these offenses are playing right now. Both high-powered offenses.
David Bird split out to the left. Patrick Gamble in the slot to the left, and Jamon Howard goes out into the twin slot. They give it to Gamble underneath on the counter, and he's going to pick up about 2 yards before being brought down by Steve Jones.
Justin Willis has 2 carries right now for 75 yards. One of them a big 65-yard run down to the 2 that set up the touchdown.
Justin or Jamon?
Jamon Howard.
Okay, slot left formation for the Razorbacks. I backfield. Josh Potter, junior quarterback, under center. They run the wham to Jamon Howard, and that time the Bentonville Tigers stacked him up. On the stop that time for the Tigers, Taylor Sizemore.
No gain that time.
No gain, so it brings up 3rd down and 7. There's a shot of the Razorback marching band. Josh McBride, John Beasley.
Big down here for the Razorbacks. Like to pick up this first down.
3rd down conversion's got to happen right here for the Hogs. Twin receivers to the right, split left, go the Razorbacks. I formation in the backfield. Kyle Forte, the fullback. They run the toss sweep with the lead block, and Jamon turns it up tough, but he's met there by plenty of black helmets right there at the 37-yard line. So the Hog punter is going to come in. John Shaw will be coming in to do the punting duties for the Razorbacks.
And we need a good punting outing tonight from John Shaw. Keep the Tigers backed up.
That time as that play started out, it looked like it was going to be a big play, but then the pursuit from Bentonville closed the edge down, and boy, Jamon hit a wall right there. 4th and 4, and John Shaw's in to punt for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. John will be punting from his 25-yard lines, and pay close attention, folks. John has had a great, outstanding football season punting the football.
As will deep for the Tigers.
And he gets rushed. And he pitches it to Jamon Howard, and Jamon is going to be close to the first
He's going to
down,
be short.
depending on the spot.
He's going to be short.
The spot, Joe. We're going to get a good spot.
We got
here.
a good spot that time.
We're going to get a great spot, but his forward motion got there. That was a great heads-up play by John Shaw.
First down.
I tell you what, John Shaw is a competitor. As he takes the ball, it's a good snap here from Tyler Arnold. He starts it, he gets big penetration. This is great effort, great concentration by John Shaw, and that's just heads-up football by the Arkansas High Razorbacks, and that's huge for the special team.
Outstanding play there that time. On special teams, you got to have it if you're going to win a championship. We need to have
4:17 left here in the first period.
We need to have great play from the offense, the defense, and the special teams tonight. Some discussion there on the sideline by the Bentonville coach, Coach Gary Weir. We're ready to play football again.
Slot right, split right, pro set to the left side. And don't give it to Justin Willis. He's into the edge, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards before being stopped by number 5.
There's a penalty down.
In on the stop for the Tigers, Ben Wonders.
Little push and shove it on the Razorback sideline there. We'll wait for the officials. And it's going to be on Willis, I think. Justin that time didn't like the way he got tackled out of bounds and must have said something. Officials are going to flag the Razorbacks 15 yards. See right here out of bounds. Something happened there.
Throws the ball down there and he gets the unsportsmanlike conduct, but I don't think he was saying anything to a Bentonville player. I think he was talking to a fellow player. But anyway, it's a 15-yard penalty and it hurts as an offense is marching.
Brings up a second down and about 16 for the Razorbacks.
3:52 left here in the first period. Tie ball game, 7 apiece. Junior quarterback Josh Potter has they run the wham inside, and boy, he stacked up that time.
There's a loss on the play. Great penetration that time by the defensive line.
And on the sidelines, we have Alan Brown.
Robbie, I tell you, Arkansas High committed a personal foul over here out of bounds, and we can't have that here. Coach Burdine's been talking to these players about that all week. We can't have mistakes like that being made on the sideline here. Arkansas High's got to hang in there and not make any more of those.
Those kind of mistakes there is what's turned this team from a 0-3 team to an 8-4 team. We eliminated those mistakes, and that's when good things started happening for this Razorback football team. You're exactly right, Alan. Twin receivers to the right, split to the left, I formation in the backfield. Toss sweep. And great pursuit by the Bentonville defense. I tell you what, they are getting off of our blocks and getting to the edge real quickly.
Taylor Sizemore that time, the first defender there for the Tigers.
This Bentonville defense plays very good technique. They come off the blocks that time, was into the edge, and hey, there wasn't any running room there. Forte had the kick-out block, but the inside pursuit's what stopped that play. John Shaw's in to try a punt again. This time he's on his 23-yard line. I know Coach Burdine was glad to have that conversion earlier, but he wants that ball punted off right here.
Block these guys out here. Don't let them get to the punter.
Great snap by Tyler Arnold. And John kicks it away from the defender, and he's going to get a great Arkansas high roll inside the 20, inside the 15. And that ball is going to be down at the 11-yard line. And there it is once again, a wonderful punt by John Shaw.
55 yards.
The junior punter for the Arkansas High Razorbacks.
Anytime you get your punter to give you 55 yards, hey, that's great news.
Anytime you can have that punter invert the football field, that's great, great news, just as you said, Joe.
That's what we want to do. Back them up, make them play a little bit conservative back there in near their own end zone. Maybe get a turnover.
2:04 in the first quarter remaining. 7-7 is the score. They're just shot of the Arkansas High red line. This time they run a different formation. They have a regular pro set here with an I formation, I backfield behind them. And
that time Freddie Barnett came across. We'll wait for the officials. Freddie says one of the offensive linemen moved, but the official says no.
Is the call against the Razorbacks.
And we saw that a couple of times last week where Freddie was anticipating the snap.
Allen?
Yeah.
Did he snap the ball down there that time?
No, I thought that the left guard moved a little bit, but Freddie made contact.
Oh, he made contact? And great pursuit by the Razorbacks. Count them right there. You see 7 red helmets.
Reggie Atkins along with David Bird and a host of others.
And it's
Roy
going to be
Ross.
close to a first down.
Looks like he's a little short, maybe a yard short.
There's a great sign right there, Arkansas High School, home of the Razorbacks. Pro right formation, I backfield. 2nd down and 2 for the Bentonville Tigers. They give it on the outside wham play. Well, there's no wham. It's a one-back set, but hey, there comes those red hats again. Hello, I'm a Razorback, and you're in my hometown.
Looks like they're going to pick up the first down. Justin Willis, David Bird over there on the tackle.
We're under a minute. They move the chains. 55.7 seconds left here in the first quarter.
4 first downs now for the Tigers, 3 for the Razorbacks.
I want to take this time to thank Pizza Inn and Coca-Cola of Texarkana for providing Coke and pizza for the all-volunteer staff of the Arkansas High for the KLFI staff.
Tall sweep to Hartman.
Hartman and Freddie Barnett on the tackle from the nose position. 3:30 left. 31 seconds left here in the first period. And it looks like the Rains are trying to come in on us here at Razorback Stadium. 2nd down and 5 now for the Bentonville Tigers at their own 27-yard line.
Razorbacks need to stop them here.
Twins right, split, twins left for the Bentonville Tigers.
Flag down there, stopping the play.
Illegal procedure is the call against the Tigers, so that's going to back it up 5 yards. So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
First penalty of the ball game for the Tigers. Razorbacks have 3. One thing about a senior-laden team like this, Robbie, not going to make a lot of mistakes in a football game, especially one this big.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Razorbacks 7, the Tigers 7. You're watching KLFI. Come back after these messages.
Back here at Razorback Stadium, Just ended the first period. We're Arkansas High 7, the visiting Bentonville Tigers 7, and we've got a whale of a ball game on our hands.
Great football game. We saw runs, we saw pass, and we saw defense. That's what it takes to play the game. We had a great first quarter. You know, Joe, you were talking about this Bentonville senior-led football team. 30 seniors on the team, 20 of them starting. And down on the sidelines, we have Alan Brown.
Robbie, I tell you, it's probably a pretty good first quarter. I don't think we had much offense there towards the after the first drive, but Arkansas High's got to get something going offensively here and stop that passing game from Bentonville, or we might be in for a long night, but it's going to be an exciting second quarter.
The defensive line for Bentonville stepped up a little bit there towards the end of the first quarter, and you're exactly right, Alan. We're going to have to be able to move that line of scrimmage forward.
Bentonville had 107 yards the first quarter. Arkansas High 117.
Double twins formation for the Tigers. Motion. And
Schlagenhaft's back to pass. Got plenty of time. He's got a man open.
Time he hit the slot back on the crossing route all the way across the field.
Oh, wow. What a hit.
That was a great throw and catch, but that was a big-time hit by Thomas Thompson on the sideline there for the Razorbacks.
And that young man gets up. We're glad to see him get up, but he wants to know what truck hit him.
Chris Brosh was the receiver on that one, and he caught it, but he had to pay for it. So it moves and change, so now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bentonville Tigers at their own 41-yard line. And we now are in the second period. If you're just joining in, the score is tied. The Razorbacks 7, the Tigers 7. 3 receivers to the right this time for the Bentonville Tigers. Toss sweep, and Justin Willis in the edge on the stop. Along with there he is, number 53 again. He's coming down that line of scrimmage and getting him some of it too. Freddie Barnett playing the nose position tonight for the Razorbacks. 11:32 left here in the second period. Loss of 2 yards for the Bentonville Tigers. There's a great shot of head coach and athletic director Denny Burdine, along with assistant coach Jim Demansky and Jonathan Turner. Double twins this time. And
great pressure this time.
Justin Willis is coming tough. Oh.
Just out of the reach of the receiver at the 50.
Tell you what, Schlagenhaft's he's pretty poised back there. He was catching major pressure from Justin Willis on a blitz on the inside. He was still able to get that throw off. Most high school quarterbacks would have frozen their tracks, but not him. He kept coming out to the right here.
He's one of those seniors, been out there a long time, played a long time, and been in this system for a while. And that's one of those things when you get that kind of pressure, you notice the poise that young man had.
Joe, the Razorbacks are old hat in the state playoffs in Arkansas, but this is the first time the Bentonville Tigers have made it to the state playoffs. No back set, pressure in the middle, stop route underneath. Great.
Freddie Barnett, along with Troy Robinson, in on the tackle.
They run a quick screen right there and had 2 blockers out in front of him, but Troy Robinson and Freddie Barnett were able to get out there and make the stop. That's just great defense right there by the Arkansas High Razorbacks. And the punter for the Bentonville Tigers is in to try the punt.
First punt for the Tigers. Second punt for the Tigers. Pressure. Nice high punt this time. Going to be out of bounds.
Boy, not very good form on the punt there, but had good results.
44-yard punt that time after a first one of 18 yards.
And so the Razorbacks are going to play offense from their own 15-yard line. The ball will be placed down on the right hash mark.
What we thought before the ball game, contrasting styles on offense. Bentonville 110 yards passing to this point. Arkansas High 92 yards rushing. So about what we expected.
Semifinals of the 5A state playoffs here in Arkansas. 4 teams left. Bentonville playing Arkansas High, and Fort Smith Southside's going against El Dorado tonight. Justin Willis is the ball carrier, and there you go again. There's that great defensive pursuit by the Bentonville Tigers. It's going to be a pickup with no yards.
Sore that time in on the tackle. Another one of those seniors.
There's a great shot of a bunch of young men that come a long way in this football season. From 0-3 to 8-4, that's the Arkansas High Razorback spirit right there.
Great job this year by the coaching staff, Coach Burdine and the rest of the staff.
Twins to the left, split to the right, I formation. Toss sweep. Gamble cuts it back up. And there's just not a whole lot there in the edge right now.
Again, number 44, Taylor Sizemore. We've called his name a number of times. Senior 6'1", 190 inside linebacker, seems to be all over the field.
Joe, this game has turned. We thought we were going to have an offensive battle from the beginning of the first half. Now it looks like the second half is going to go in, second quarter is going to go into a defensive struggle.
You know, both defensive coordinators have done a good job here. They have gone in and they've seen what they can do on that first drive, and they've been able to make some adjustments.
Twins right, split left, I formation in the backfield for the Razorbacks.
And off to Gamble. Pick up of 1 on the play.
Not much there in the off-tackle hold for the Razorbacks. And so now the field is inverted, and Arkansas High is going to punt deep from inside their own territory. Shaw will be in to try the punt. He's going to have his heels backed up on the goal line, I believe, Joe.
And the return man is going to be standing about his own 45. That will be number 9, Challen Aswell.
This will be the time that John Shaw may back him up.
Like to have a nice punt here. The wind a little bit against him there. Looked like 4 or 5 miles an hour. Need a nice punt here. It goes back.
And that time it takes the Bentonville bounce. And Thomas Thompson's going to down it there at the 46-yard line. So now Bentonville has great field position to start this offensive drive.
30-yard punt that time. And as I said, Shaw was punting against the wind. Kind of got caught there in the wind a little bit.
The flag here at Razorback Stadium is standing straight out with good motion. So that wind's pretty high.
Great field position starting at the Razorback 46. Defense needs to dig in here, come up with a turnover.
2 receivers to the left, tight end to the right this time for the Bentonville Tigers.
Linebackers crowding the line there.
I don't believe they got that play off. I believe it's going to be a delay of game.
Illegal procedure.
That's tough when you get the delay of the game on first down.
You know what
There's a shot of the Razorback flag on the visitor side here at Razorback Stadium, and you can see it's pretty good wind out there.
What happened that time I was mentioning, the linebackers were crowding the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback that time was either going to change the play or try to get them off sides, and they ran out of time, but they got an illegal procedure before that. Either way, there's going to be a penalty.
1st and 15 now for the Tigers. They get
Hartman with the carry.
Back. Hartman's going to pick up about 6 yards.
Back to the original line of scrimmage there, or close to it.
And there's a flag down on the play on the other side, I believe.
It'll be a face mask, maybe. The way the Razorbacks are looking there. It is. That's what it is. 5-yarder.
5-yard, unintentional. Grabbing the face mask, not the unsportsmanlike call there. That happens from emotions a lot of times.
So 1st and 5 now for the Tigers.
Second and 5, isn't it? No, they say it's 1st and 5. You give it to the lone back, and he's going to be hit there by Jacob Hudson on the stop, along with Walter Hill on the stop for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. Going to pick up 2 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd down now and 3.
Derek Hartman, number 25. He's the only one that's carried the football tonight so far for the Tigers. 8 carries for 15 yards. Otherwise, all the yardage coming through the air. Quick snap. Hartman again with the carry. Going to be close to the 1st down.
You know, Joe, I'm thinking it's 3rd down.
Well, the clock has 3rd down up there.
Well, it was 1st and 15 to start here. They run the play, which would bring up 2nd down and tacked on the 5 yards, so it should have been 2nd down. I think we missed one there. I think we gave them an extra play.
They've still got 3rd on the sideline there.
So it's 3rd and short for the Bentonville Tigers. Power eye left, foot to foot. Quarterback sneaks. Schlagenhoff picks up the first down. Going to move the chains with 6:49 left here in the second period.
6th first down of the ball game for the Tigers. Got a good drive going here.
Going to move the chains.
And one thing about the Tigers, watching their field goal kicker before the ball game, got a good leg on him. One of the Arkansas High coaches said he could kick a 50-yarder, so we got to watch that.
Good wind at his back.
Pressure, blitz, they get to him. Justin Willis
on the stop. That time he come through the A-gap and got tough on him and made a big stop on Schlagenhoff. It's going to be a loss of, looks to be about 7 yards there, Joe.
You know, that time I was watching his receiver. He was going for, you'll see on the left side here, he looks to the left. That one receiver.
They're trying to run that underneath screen over there again that they had a little success with earlier in the game. But that time, Justin Willis said, screen, no way, man. I'm fixing to make this tackle.
He didn't give him time to get the screen set up.
Bunch trips to the left for the Bentonville Tigers. Split right. And there
more
comes
pressure.
Jacob Hudson.
That's going to be grounding the football.
Grounding. No, there was a receiver in the area there. And Coach Burdine's not going to like that call, but there was a receiver there. But I think he was in the grass, Joe.
That should have been a penalty, but to no avail. Coach Burdine's going to argue that one.
As you see, he comes right here. He's going to get pressure from Jacob Hudson. Jacob brings him. He comes.
Yeah, that's an intentional grounding right there.
He pointed that one into the ground, didn't he? 3rd and long for the Bentonville Tigers, about 3rd and 19 now.
That's about 15 yards short of the receiver.
This time they got a no-back set, 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Wide side of the field has 3 receivers, and the Hog fans are on their feet. Oh, that man is wide open there.
He's going to be short.
Uncovered and short, so now we're going to get a chance to see that Bentonville leg.
Well, that time, Kyle Forte had the tight end, got in the middle, able to pick up a number of yards there.
We had a miscommunications there in the secondary because that slot, the inside slot man was open, was left uncovered. 5:38. 35-yard attempt.
And it's good.
And it's good and had plenty of legs. So with 5:28 left, the Bentonville Tigers have taken the lead here. With the score, the Tigers 10, the Razorbacks 7. You're watching KLFI, and we're back after these messages. Alan Brown's on the sideline.
It was at least, I don't know how long it was. It's been good from a long way. Arkansas High's got to get something going offensively. Offensive line's got to start blocking a little bit better. Defense is not playing that bad, so we'll see what happens here on Arkansas High's next drive.
That was a 44-yard field goal, but it could have been made from 54 yards. And it's going to be a touchback, and the Razorbacks are going to play 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
We knew he had a good leg, plus he's got the wind at his back, so an outstanding field goal there for the Tigers.
5:28 left here in the second period, and the Bentonville Tigers have gone on top of the Arkansas High Razorbacks, but that's not the first time this game they've been on top of the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks been down before.
First and 10, no, one back set for the Hogs. Double slot motion. Wham, Potter keeps it. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards, looks like. That time, that's the first time we've seen the quarterback keep the ball on the option read. That was a great call by the offensive staff of the Arkansas Razorbacks because they had no one assigned to quarterback. The guy that made the tackle come off of a block to make that tackle.
If you can do that, if you can run the quarterback, that frees up another man there.
5 minutes left here in the second period. Pickup of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 now for the Hogs. They fake the toss sweep. There's Jamon Howard in the flat, and it's just off the fingertips of Jamon. So it's going to bring up 3rd down now. That was a great play-action pass play with just a little bit high on the throw, but that was a great call. We'd been running the sweep all night long and not to a whole lot of success on the sweep, but that time Bentonville bid on it. Jamon was in the flat, just over the fingertips. So it brings up 3rd down and 6 now for the Razorbacks. Need this 3rd down conversion. They break the bone this time. Patrick Gamble runs the reverse, and he's going to break toe tackles and first down.
First down for the Razorbacks.
Second effort by Patrick Gamble that time to pick up that first down. That's going to move the chains, and we're at 4:39 left here in the second period.
Gamble that time was stopped 3 yards short of the first down and just pulled a defender with him.
Great determination. As you see right here, he comes around from the slot. He gets hit right there, stops, and he keeps turning his feet and makes the pickup for the first down. Great play. Great effort by Patrick Gamble that time. One back set.
Potter again with the keeper.
They fake the midline, and Potter keeps it. But that time they had somebody assigned to quarterback.
Still picked up 2.
I don't figure this defense from Bentonville will blow many assignments. They look like they're well coached and they're well disciplined and playing great technique on the inside there.
You can tell that they're well coached. They know what their assignments are, and you know, they've made some defensive adjustments here with this running attack by the Razorbacks.
3:58 left here in the second period. Slot right, slot left, go the Hogs. And they try the hot route, and that ball is going to be deflected and picked off. And David Bird's going to make the stop over there.
Number 80 for the Tigers, Christian Boyd with the pickoff.
That ball was deflected, and now the Razorback defense is going to have to come up with a big stop here. That interception could be a big momentum swinger for the Bentonville Tigers, so the Razorback defense is going to have to swell up and stop them right here. 3:35 left here in the second period. The score, the Bentonville Tigers 10, the Arkansas Razorbacks 7. The ball will be on the 50-yard line to start this drive for the Tigers. Trip receivers to the right, split to the left, one back set, go the Tigers.
Linebackers creeping up for the
Showing
Razorbacks.
Blitz, they come, they get great penetration. Justin Willis on the stop that time for the Hogs. 3:23 left. A loss of 1 yard for the Tigers, so it brings up 2nd down and 11. We're going to have to continue that pressure. There's Alan Brown's wife, Shelby Brown. Alan, our sideline commentator tonight for the game. First time we've had that in about 3 years for KLFI. Great throw and catch. We never looked back on defense that time. They were in man coverage over there, and we just never turned. David never turned his head and looked back at the quarterback. He might have could have had a pick there.
26-yard pickup for the Tigers and another first down.
2:54 left here in the second period.
Razorback defense needs to come up with a stop.
The wind is picked up briskly here out of the west here at Razorback Stadium. Toss sweep, great penetration by the Hogs and a great stop. Justin Willis, Freddie Barnett, Troy Robinson, Jamon Howard on the stop for the Hogs. Good job that time by the Razorback defense.
Loss of 2 on the play.
2:28 left in the second period. As you see right here, the Hogs are going to get great penetration to the left. There comes Justin, Jamon Howard. Great stop right there by the Hog defense. Double twin receivers this time for the Bentonville Tigers. 2nd down and 12.
Again, pressure up the middle.
And he's going to throw it up, and touchdown, Bentonville.
Touchdown.
I tell you what, Schlagenhoff,
That's a great pass.
he's a player. He's a player. He was getting massive pressure and still got that ball off.
That's a great pass and great catch in the corner of the end zone.
It's 1:57 left in the second quarter, and now the Bentonville Tigers have extended the lead to 16-7.
See here on the replay, under duress, delivers it to a man there. Touchdown.
Point after attempt is up and good. So with 1:57 left in the second period, the score now, the Tigers 17, the Razorbacks 7. We're back after these messages. We're back here, and the Tigers have extended the lead to 17-7 now. But this Razorback crowd was on its feet cheering those Hogs as they come off the field. So we're still in this ball game. Any team that starts 0-3 and comes up 8-4, you can't ever count them out, Joe.
No, this is a team that we know has been down this year, but great character. They're not going to give up till that last horn sounds.
They kick off and be a great time.
And to the end zone. Hogs will get it. First and 10 on their own 20.
As you see there in your picture, there's some Superman shirt there, memorializing a former Arkansas High Razorback, Joey Martin, who died of cancer. Joey he could have played on this football team because he plays just like this football team does. He plays with all heart. And on those shirts, you couldn't see it, but there's a verse there that Joey lived by, and it was 1 Corinthians 9th chapter, verse 24. And it talks about running a race. It says, do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way to get the prize, and that's the way that this Razorback team has played this year. They have played like they're going to get the prize, and they still will get this prize. One back set, double slot. And they give it to Justin Willis, and Justin's going to pick up about 5 yards. That's what competition's all about, isn't it, Joe?
That's
Running
right.
to get that prize.
And that's one thing that, a lot of people would have given up on the Hogs this year. And, a lot of teams would have folded, but not this team.
1:32 left here in the second period. They give it to Justin Willis. He breaks one tackle.
He's still on his feet.
And there's a handkerchief, a yellow handkerchief on the field over there.
It's in the area of a hold.
So that's probably going to come back, but that still was great effort by Justin Willis. Holding's the call. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the point of the infraction. So that negates the great run for Justin Willis, but I tell you what, I'd come back to Justin right here again because he may do the same thing, Joe.
That was a terrific run. Broke 3 or 4 tackles there. Would have had the first down. But the penalty brings it back to the Arkansas High 16.
Three receivers to the right for the Hogs. They give it to Justin. There he goes, Joe.
Another
great
big run
by Justin Willis.
Out to the 36 and a first down.
They gave it to him that time on the midline, and boy, he hit the secondary with a great run. And that moves the chains with 1:06 left here in the second period.
21-yard run that time for Justin.
As you see right here, Justin's going to take it right there in the middle. Well, that really wasn't the midline. He hit that more of off tackle, but it's still a great play for the Arkansas High Razorbacks.
5th first down of the night for the Razorbacks. Need some points here before half.
Two receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Wham play, Patrick Gamble. I tell you what, if Patrick Gamble gets by them, they may not have anybody can catch him.
I don't think they can.
1-on-1 left. Hogs moving the ball at center field here at 50-yard line.
Another
we
first down.
have a timeout with 1:01 left. Timeout Arkansas High. You're watching KLFI. Come back after these messages.
Back here at Razorback Stadium, 1:01 left here in the second quarter, where the host Arkansas High Razorbacks trail the visiting Bentonville Tigers 17-7. And coming into this ball game, Bentonville was ranked number 1 in the state of Arkansas, and Arkansas High ranked number 3. And so we knew we'd be in for a tough, tight football game. And, you know, anytime you play the #1 team in the state, you know you got a battle on your hands.
You got a battle. That's what this game's about. When you get to this level of football, there's no gimmies. You got to put it all the way if you're going to take it. And this Razorback football team possesses the capability to put it in the hole right here.
Crowd on its feet.
Twins right, twins left go the Hogs. Josh Potter, junior quarterback under center. They give it to Justin
Willis. He's still on his feet.
They thought he was down, but that's great determination by the senior fullback.
Pickup of 7. Clock still running, down to 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Well, I tell you what, we're going into a very strong wind here.
Hurry up offense.
No, we got the wind at our back, Joe. The wind has changed since this game started. And Josh Potter elects to throw it away. That's a good decision by Josh. He was well covered, so it's going to bring up now 3rd down. And 5 for the Razorbacks. Somebody slammed that.
That time Potter trying to set up the screen play, and the man was covered, so throw it away, stop the clock with 28 seconds left.
Great heads-up move that time by the junior quarterback.
3rd and 4, pick up the 1st down.
28.9 seconds left here in the 2nd period. 17-7 the score. Bentonville leading the Razorbacks. They fake the screen this time, and Roy Ross is down the circle. He's got it inside the 5. Great throw and catch. A great throw and catch that time.
39 yards.
They run the play action off the same play that time. They showed the screen again to the right, but Ross was on the go route, and great throw and catch from junior quarterback Potter to Roy Ross. As you see right here, here's the play. They set it up with play action. Josh throws it up. Roy Ross goes and gets it.
Right in stride. Perfect throw, perfect catch.
And we have a timeout on the field with 23.1 seconds left here in the 2nd period. We're back after these messages. There's a shot with the Razorbacks. Coach L.G. Richards along with head coach and athletic director Denny Burdine. That young man right there beside Coach Burdine was Clint Jones. He's a volunteer assistant finishing up his undergraduate degree at SAU. Also, he was a best friend of Joey Martin.
Crowd on its feet chanting, "Go Hogs, go." Need to punch it in.
23.1 seconds, 1st and goal for the Hogs at the Bentonville Tigers. Wishbone formation for the Hogs.
There's a flag down. There's some discussion here. Maybe too many men on the field. Illegal substitution.
Illegal substitutions to call.
Now back up the Razorbacks.
Going to back them up 5 yards, so now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 10 for the Hogs. 22.3 seconds left here in the 2nd period.
Razorbacks really need to punch it in here, trailing 17-7.
I formation, tight, nasty slot here to the left.
Potter still got the ball.
And Potter's going to be tackled with 16 seconds left. And we have a timeout, Arkansas High. We're back after these messages. Texarkana football and KLFI, that's what you're watching. Semifinal game here at Razorback Stadium.
Razorbacks lining up for a field goal attempt of 30 yards. Junior John Shaw.
And there's a penalty on the play.
Looks like they're going to back it up 5, make it 35 yards.
The timeouts show that we have one more timeout, but I'm not real sure that that's accurate.
Well, I would think if we had any more, we'd take a shot in the end zone.
Nathan has a pretty good wind to his back here. as we said, the wind has changed since this game started. There's been a front move through. 35-yard attempt for the Hogs. The kick is up.
And it's no good to the
left. So with 10.6 seconds left here in the second period, the Bentonville offense will be back on the field.
Well, that was a great drive for the Razorback offense. Took it down in less than 2 minutes. Had a chance there for a field goal. Would have helped as far as momentum, but they're still in this ball game, only down 10.
We started out with first and goal from the 5, and we ended up kicking from the 35. I know that's not the way that Coach Burdine would rather it happen, but you're exactly right, Joe. You don't. This is a go-get-me football team. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, and I don't think there's going to be any singing tonight.
Taking a knee there.
And that's the end of the first quarter, and the end of the first half, with the score of the Tigers 17, the Razorbacks 7. We're going to stay here for a little bit. Alan Brown going to try to catch head coach and athletic director Denny Burdine. Alan's making his way over. There's a great shot of the Arkansas High athletic director and head coach. And we're down on the sideline to you, Alan.
I know that that's not probably what the doctor ordered. We made too many mistakes in the first half, still 17-7. We feel like we're still in the game.
Still in the game, but we got to stop making mistakes. We made them on both sides, blew 2 pass coverages, which gave them 14 points, had a chance there to get something, and ended up the wrong personnel in the ball game. You know, just too many mistakes to be able to stay on the field with these guys. We don't straighten it up, we're going to get beat.
Has Bentonville done anything that you hadn't anticipated yet?
No, they're a little bit more physical, a little bit stronger than what I thought they'd be.
Need to get the offensive line blocking just a little bit better. Had a great drive there at the first of the game, a good drive there towards the end. Just didn't come out like we wanted in the middle.
Exactly. It'd be interesting to see what we do. They got to kick off to us, so hopefully we can move the ball and get some points on the board.
Good luck to you in the second half.
All right.
Back up to you, Rob.
Alan Brown on the sideline with head coach and athletic director, and Denny Elude back here. And the Arkansas Razorbacks won the toss at the beginning of the game, deferred to halftime. So we're going to take the ball here and go on offense first. We need something huge to happen on this kickoff return right here to set the momentum of this second half for the Razorbacks. Joe, we got some halftime stats.
Well, we know Arkansas High trails 17-7. First downs even at 7. Arkansas High rushed for 143 yards. Bentonville 7 total yards rushing. Arkansas High 47 yards passing. Bentonville 180. So Arkansas High ended up with 190 total yards at the half, and Bentonville 187. Arkansas High had 6 penalties for 40 yards. Bentonville 2 for 10. Arkansas High punted twice for a 46-yard average. Bentonville twice for a 31-yard average, and 1 turnover in the ballgame, an interception suffered by Josh Potter.
That's there's a couple of huge there. But the one thing that's not in the stats, we had a couple of blown coverages in the first half, allowed 2 big plays and scores for Bentonville. But the penalty thing there concerns me a little bit. We've eliminated those for the last 7 ball games, and we need to go back to that in the second half.
You know, Robert, we talked there at halftime about the quarterback for Bentonville, Alan Schlagenhoff, and he's as good as advertised. He's got a tremendous amount of poise there, a couple of times under tremendous pressure, and able to deliver the football on target.
He's got the tools, and he's also got the leadership out there on the field. You can tell he's pretty much in command of that offense, and like you said, Joe, he's had some heavy pressure a couple of times and still was able to make something out of nothing, and that's huge in the state playoffs.
Well, here's a team that, you know, we talked about them last week beating Cabot. Anytime you go into Cabot and beat a Cabot football team, you're a good football
Defending
team.
5A state champion Cabot Panthers, and they were coming off of like a 38-game winning streak at home, and you go into Panther Den there at Cabot and beat them, you've got to be a pretty good football team. And the kick is going to be out of the end zone, so the Razorbacks are going to have to play first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. That time, Brian Barra, he kicked that ball very deep. We've already seen him kick a 44-yard field goal tonight. And folks, when he kicked that 44-yard field goal, it could have very easily been a 54-yarder.
He's got a great leg. That's about the 3rd time he's kicked it into the end zone. That's a big weapon for him.
Bentonville's out of the 5A West Conference, where they were runner-up this year. Their only loss coming to the hands of an overtime loss to Russellville, I believe, Joe.
They had 5 turnovers in the ball game.
Pro right formation, I backfield for the Hogs. And they give it on the off-tackle play to Patrick Gamble. He's huge. He's got into the
room. He's
secondary.
on his feet.
Great play that time. Arkansas High's been trying to run the sweep, but that time they brought it back inside a little bit on the off-tackle, and that time he had great pursuit Great turn up and great run by Patrick Gamble. Good blocking by the Arkansas High offensive line.
Huge hole on that right side.
Here's the replay right here. They're gonna wham the off tackle hole. Justin Willis kicks out the end. Patrick whips the edge and he makes a great cut. I tell you what, that number 3 for Bentonville held on, and that'd have been a touchdown for the Razorback. Same formation this time for the Hogs.
And off to Howard.
That time, the Bentonville defense had great penetration in the middle there.
Lost 1 on the play.
So it's going to bring up second down and 11 for the Hogs.
Howard had 80 yards rushing in the first half for the Razorbacks.
Second and 11. 2 slots, 1 back set, split left, go the Razorbacks. They fake it on the midline. Josh Potter keeps it. He's going to pick up about 3 yards, so it's going to bring up third down and 7 now for the Razorbacks with 10:53 left here in the third period. It's been a very stingy Bentonville defense. They have been a couple of times, but they haven't broken wide open yet.
They've not given up a lot of points this year, so we knew they were tough coming in.
Roscoe split out to the right. Hudson comes split out to the left. Double slots for the Razorbacks. Third down. Big pressure on Josh Potter that time.
Potter put on the ground after the throw. Brings up 4th down and 6 for the Razorbacks.
And so John Shaw will be coming in to punt for the Hogs, and the Bentonville defense is held here to start this opening drive of the third period here at Razorback Stadium.
Now 2 for 5 for 47 yards here.
Shaw will be punting from his own 35-yard line.
2 men deep this time for the Tigers. Back on their 10.
Great snap by Tyler Arnold. And it's going to be down there inside the 5 at the 3-yard line.
Justin Willis down there.
Tapped it back out. And Thomas Thompson down it there for the Razorbacks.
Threw the beanbag down at the 1. We'll see where they put it. They're going to put it at the 3.
So that was a great punt by John Shaw, but nothing less than we've seen all year from Shaw.
49-yard punt that time. Average 47 the first half.
First and 10 now for the Bentonville Tigers at their own 3-yard line, or the 2.5.
Turnover would be nice right here. Defense scores a touchdown. Get us back in it.
Double tight power I formation. And the stop's going to be made that time. I believe that was Reggie Atkins along with David Bird on the stop over there on the corner that time.
Pick up a 1 on the play for Hartman.
Second down and 9 now for the Tigers.
Tigers are not going to beat you running the football, but they run the ball just enough to keep you off balance for that passing attack.
9:38 left here in the third period. Power I formation to the right this time for the Tigers.
Schlagenhoff back to pass. He pushes off over there. That should be a penalty.
Offensive this time.
And there it is. There's the flag. David Bird had great precision that time. Probably could have had that interception.
I hope we're not going to get a personal foul penalty at the end of this. There's 2 flags down over there now, Joe. Off.
Oh, now that's Coach Burdine.
See right here.
There he pushes Bird down.
Bird had the position. He had the inside position.
Pass interference on the defense. And there's no way that's pass interference on the defense. As we saw on the replay, Bird had the inside position, gets pushed from behind. That's an offensive penalty right there. They missed that one.
So power I left now for the Bentonville Tigers. That one hurt a little bit, Joe. That was a missed call there by the referees here in this 5A state playoff game. Troy Robinson on the stop for the Razorbacks.
Well, they don't have the luxury of the replay like we do, but even in live action, you could tell that Bird had great position.
Well, he wouldn't have been very liked over there on that sideline if he'd have made the right call, would he? He's right there in front of the Bentonville coaches.
Sometimes you got to make calls you don't like.
Pro formation this time. I backfield. 2nd down and 9 for the Bentonville Tigers. They run a toss sweep and cut it back inside, and we have the edge sealed, but he cuts back and picks up about 6 yards. The schools participating in this football playoff are members of the Arkansas Activities Association. The Arkansas Activities Association is sponsoring this football playoff game as a voluntary, non-profit educational association for some 500 junior high and senior high public and private high schools in the state of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be the most desirable for high school youth.
First down for the Tigers, longest run of the night for them, 8 yards that
Double
time.
twins, motion coming back across the set. They give it on the hand, and now
down,
there's
a hold.
makeup call going to come inside there. But
That's
we'll take it.
Take anything we can get here. Down to 7:58 left here in the third quarter. Razorbacks need a stop.
Holding's a call, 10-yard penalty.
First major penalty for the Tigers in the ball game. Had 2 5-yarders in the first half.
So that backs it up 10 yards. So now it's going to be 1st and 20 for the Tigers with 7:58 left here in the third period. Alex Lagenhoff, the senior quarterback, number 11, directs the offense for the Tigers. Trips right, trips left this time for the Bentonville Tigers. Split right, one back in the backfield.
Flag down again. That time,
Illegal procedure this time, I believe.
Razorbacks coming with the blitz. Offense moving. We'll take it.
So it's going to back it up another 5. So now it's going to bring up 1st down and 25 for the Bentonville Tigers. And the ball will be played at the 15-yard line at Bentonville's own 15.
You know, the Tigers didn't have any turnovers the first half. We've got to get some turnovers here in the second half to get back in the ball game.
I tell you what, Joe, we're going to have to make those turnovers. It's just not going to happen, I don't believe. We're going to have to make them happen. And trips receivers to the left. Split right go the Bentonville Tigers. Slagenhoff, the quarterback. They run a stunt inside. There's pressure and big-time pressure comes inside. They run a bend stunt inside, and we're down on the sideline to Alan Brown. Well, we'll be back with Alan in just a minute. That was a great play that time. The Razorback defense run a stunt inside, but also Reggie Atkins was rotating over. He was going to lay leather on that guy if he'd have caught that ball.
That guy took his eye off the football to see Reggie.
He saw Reggie coming. Trips receivers to the left, split right, one back set for the Bentonville Tigers. Option down the line, the pitch, pursuit.
Ball's on the ground, we got to get it. We got to get it.
And it looks like
Razorbacks say we have it. What we were talking about, we need a turnover.
And the officials are down there trying to uncover the pile.
Here's where you got to get down there and scrap for that football. Razorbacks still say they have it. And we do.
And the Razorbacks do have it. That's a huge turnover, just as we talked about. Bentonville, first time they've run the down-the-line option tonight, and they put it on the ground.
Walter Hill on the bottom of that pile for the Razorbacks.
You got to be a heavy scrapper to get it out from underneath Walter. As you see right here, they're going to run the down-the-line option here. The tailback takes his eyes off of it. It was a good pitch by Slagenhoff, and then the scrap goes for the ball there.
First turnover, and we needed that one.
7:24 left here in the third period. Big-time turnover for the Razorbacks. We need to capitalize.
And off to
Justin Willis, he's at the 5, and he's going to
be close to the touchdown, right at the 1-foot line, looks like.
I tell you what, that was great.
That was some effort.
That was great effort, and
great
we might have got away with an illegal procedure right there too, Joe.
Yeah, he got a little early start.
Justin Justin got into the blocks a little bit quickly. He come out of the blocks a little bit ahead of the gun there, but that's okay. They owed us that one.
We'll take it. The Razorbacks knocking on the door at the 1-foot line.
First and goal, 7:18 left here in the third period.
And we got the double freezers in.
Here come the Wham boys. Heavy duty. Ready, Barnett, Troy Robinson.
Smash mouth football right here.
Mano, mano.
There it is, touchdown.
Arkansas High with 7:04 left. So now the Razorbacks cut the margin from 10 down to 4. And let's see if the point after attempt, Nathan Shaw will be coming on to try the point after attempt. As you see right here, here comes the heavy set for the Razorbacks. Barnett and Robinson, and they just blast right there, but that's great effort by Justin Willis.
Crowd's back on its feet.
17-13 is the score now. Nathan Shaw to try the point after attempt. It's up, and it's good. So with 7:04 left here in the third period, the score now, the Tigers 17, the Hogs 14. We're back, and you're watching KLFI TV 35. We're gonna
stay here, and there's a good shot of Coach Burdine there. Hogs only down now 17-14, as you see on the scoreboard.
They cut the 10-point margin from a 10 down to a 3-point margin now.
Hey, we called it. We said turnover is what we needed, and that's what we got. And hey, we capitalized on it. It's not enough just to get the turnover. You got to cash in on it, and we did that.
And the Red on the home side were on their feet when we had that turnover. That was a big momentum swing for the Razorbacks. We just need to keep that momentum right here.
Razorback kickoff team coming in. A big cheer from the crowd. Back in this football game.
7:04 in the third period left. Bentonville 17, Arkansas High 14, but the Razorbacks are coming back. The wind blew the ball off the tee that time.
I was watching Freddie Barnett, half of the freezer coming off there, and he has cramps. They're working on him, so we don't need to lose him right now.
Russ Nelson, volunteer trainer for Arkansas High. He will get those cramps worked out. Nathan's going to kick it to the 7. Bentonville feels it. And they're going to have a big stop there at the 25-yard line, so it's a return of
18 yards.
18 yards. He got by a couple of the first wave defenders, but the second wave got him.
About 8 red jerseys there on top of him at the 25.
Thomas Thompson along with Roy Ross leading that tackling charge.
Hey, we called turnover on the last one. Let's call for another turnover
yeah,
right
we'll
here.
take another one right now.
Let's take a fumble and have the defense run it in, or an interception and run it in right here.
Trip receivers to the left, split right, one back set.
Crowd in the line of scrimmage again. Pass is complete out there to number 12. He's still on his feet.
And he's going to be run out of bounds at the Razorback 45.
Weston Geigel with the catch, another senior. That time, great pressure by Justin Willis. Able to get the little screen pass out there. That's one thing the Arkansas High defensive coaches were worried about. If you put much pressure on Schlagengoff, he can throw that little screen out there and they can make some yards.
That was a big play that time. They were in the bunch strip formations to the left there and had big success against the Razorback coverage.
30-yard pickup.
Now they're going double tight ends. They're going off tackle to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped by David Bird. Along with Justin Willis over there, it's going to be a pickup of 3 or 4 yards. They kind of stretched that play there to the left, and it was a pretty good pickup. We gave a little ground.
I think that's the first time Clark has carried the ball.
Same formation, double tight, flanker left, I formation, quick count, and pressure by Justin Willis.
Loss on the play of 2 yards.
Bentonville's trying to catch Arkansas High on their heels. They're not getting set real quickly on defense, so they're coming up with quick counts, trying to catch them back on their heels.
There's a flag
on the play.
In the defensive backfield. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Razorbacks. back them up 15 yards, give 15 yards to
It
the
must have
Tigers.
been something that was said. .5:57 left here in the third quarter, and that's a huge penalty against the Razorback defense. First and 10 now at the Hog 30-yard line. 5:48 left here in the third period. Bunch trips formation to the left, split right. They run the single back.
Hartman with the carry that time. Barnett with the tackle for the Razorbacks.
Along with Troy Robinson and Justin Willis.
That time Hartman tried to change directions, flipped a little. Of course, you flip a little with Freddie Barnett, Troy Robinson on your back.
Brings up second down and 9 for the Tigers at the Razorback 30-yard line.
Need a big defensive stand
They
right
flip
here.
the formation this time. 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Slagenhaber is changing the route. It's going to run a stop route to the left side. There he is.
Time overthrown.
Boy, we could have got called for holding right there. We had a bump at 8 yards. And we got Alan Brown on the sideline.
Robbie, I tell you what, that officiating starting to come out in me right now. I didn't agree with that pass interference call earlier at all, and that unsportsmanlike foul there was uncalled for. But I think the Razorbacks got to dig in here and get us a big play going here. We need to stop them right here.
You're exactly right. We totally agree with you there, Alan. We saw it on the replay, and we totally agree with what you saw down there. But you're right. We got to dig in and stop them right here. They run the out route. It's incomplete, so that's going to bring up fourth down. So now, Joe, the ball's on the 30, 37. Going to be a 47-yard attempt this time for
Navarro there. He's got plenty of
Barra.
legs. We saw him kick the 44-yard one with plenty to spare.
He's blowing. Well, he's got the wind at his back. Boy, this wind has changed direction 2 or 3 times tonight. It's a variable wind, unstable weather conditions here.
This will be a 46-yard attempt officially. High snap.
And it's going to be wide left. All right, so the Razorback defense is held, and now the offense comes back on.
Hey, that's a big momentum boost right there. And Coach Burdine still not happy with those calls. But, Coach, your team's digging in right there. You can't ask for more character than what this team's showing.
Exactly.
Not just tonight, but all year long.
They are playing hard just as they have all year long.
When you face adversity, that's when you're up to the challenge, and they've been up to the challenge all year.
One back set. Motion. Midline. They give it to Justin this time. He's going to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. Justin's got to touch the ball here because he is running with authority. Kind of running like he's got this whole weight on his own shoulders there, isn't he, Joe?
He's one of those that this week in the paper, Coach Burdine said, you know, he had some seniors that hated to lose. You might even have to kill some of them to beat them, and I think he's one of them right now.
Wham. Great play fake that time in the backfield by Potter and Patrick Gamble. Going to pick up another 3 yards, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 now for the Razorbacks.
Jamon Howard that time with the carry.
Huge 3rd down conversion right here with 4 minutes left in the third period. The Hogs got the momentum after stopping them on defense and need a 1st down right here. Slot right, split left.
One man in the backfield to Willis.
And they give it to Willis, and he's going to be short, looks like. You don't think those black hats were keying on that one red helmet, do you, Joe?
I think they knew what was coming.
And
About
so
2
it's
yards short.
3:29 left in the third period. And John Shaw will be coming on. And now the wind has changed again. He's got it at his back.
Wind shifting around here.
The good Lord's taking care of these kickers and punters tonight. He's putting that wind at their back every time they kick,
right.
Joe.
Good snap.
And
Arkansas high roll.
Going to be down at the 34-yard line.
38-yard punt that time for Shaw. More importantly, no return.
2:54 left in the third period.
Tigers get it at their own 34.
We need another turnover right here, Joe. You called it last time, call it again.
They're going to get an interception right here and run it in.
We hadn't had one of those tonight. We need one. Well, we've had one, hadn't we?
We had a fumble. It's the only turnover that the Tigers have had.
Committed pro left formation.
Oh, there's movement there by the tight end.
Back it up 5 more yards.
Tight end got a head start. And we'll take that. Bentonville only had 2 penalties for 10 yards in the first half. And they've committed 3 now here in the second half.
Illegal procedures to call, and it's going to back it up 5. So with 2:53 left here in the third quarter, the penalties are starting to go the Razorback way. Bunch trips receivers to the left, split right, go the Bentonville Tigers. Pressure inside.
Lots of time there. He finds an open receiver. And there's a face mask.
I believe it's going to be the unintentional type, but that's going to be enough yardage to pick up the first down, depending on the spot.
That time it was pressure at the middle, but Schlagenhoff was able to back away from it, look for the open receiver. Weston Geigel with a catch. And they're tack on 5 more yards. 9 penalties now for 75 yards against the Razorbacks.
Boy, he was able to stay in the pocket a little bit long that time. We rushed 3 defenders on the inside. We didn't put the kind of pressure on him that we need to disrupt his throwing motion.
You know, the thinking there, you've got 15 yards to go, and so they didn't rush the linebackers.
The quick count.
Handed off to Lucas to pick up the first down and more.
Tell you that Bentonville's playing smart offensive football. Again, we're not getting set defensively quick enough, and they're going on quick counts. They're catching us on the way down.
Tenth first down for the Tigers.
1:58 left here in the third period. 1st and 10. Tigers at the Razorback 47-yard line. Pro right formation.
Linebackers creeping up for the Razorbacks. Gonna run the option.
Load, and Justin Willis coming from the backside gap to make the tackle.
First time we've seen the quarterback run that.
2nd and 6 now for the Bentonville Tigers. 1:38 left. 17-14 the score. Bentonville leading the Razorbacks. Pro left formation, I backfield for the Bentonville Tigers. They give it to the fullback off the left side there, and he's going to have good yardage.
Lots of room there.
He's going to pick up the first down and keep the clock rolling.
12-yard pickup.
$1:14 left here in the third period.
Lucas Clark did not carry the ball in the first half, but he's got 3 carries for 23 yards here in the second half.
That's part of that balanced attack. They tried to run the tailback a lot in the first half. Now they've gone back to running the fullback here in the second half. And they get the inside sealed off.
Just overthrown.
Just overthrown. That time Bentonville offensive line got a good seal on the inside penetration, gave Schlagerhoff an opportunity to make the throw, but it was just over the head of the intended receiver.
That time they rolled the fullback out of the backfield, Lucas Clark, and just a little over his fingertips. Good play that time. We haven't seen that one.
2nd and 10 now for Bentonville at the Razorback 32-yard line.
This offensive team is tough to...
We have an official timeout here for an equipment thing, I believe.
They're tough to defend, Robbie, because they have a lot of different formations, a lot of different plays that we've seen. And Schlagenhoff is an excellent quarterback.
Well, they're not really a whole lot of multiple, but they're so balanced. They can run it and pass it, and that's better than formations because you're solid when you can do both of those. We're under a minute here in the third period. Third down and 6 now for the Tigers at the Razorback 29-yard line.
One more play probably here in the third quarter.
Trip receivers to the right, split left, one back set now for the Bentonville Tigers.
Got to have a stop here for the Razorbacks. He's going to be short.
They're running combination routes out here. And Slagerhoff is able to pick up the open receiver.
Going to be about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short.
They're running a vertical stretch along with a horizontal stretch, and boy, that's hard to defend on the flat. So that's the end of the third quarter here with the score of the Tigers 17, the Razorbacks 14. You're watching KLFI. We're coming back after these messages. Alan, what have you got for us on the sideline there?
I'm here. Just a little technical difficulty there. Arkansas High won the third quarter there. I know that this kicking game is going to be big, Robbie, here in the fourth quarter. Arkansas High's got to move the football and score. We've got to stop them here on this fourth down play to have a chance to win.
This is a huge defensive stand that's needed for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. It's 4th and 3.
Through 3 quarters, the Arkansas High Razorbacks 236 total yards. The Bentonville Tigers 267 total yards.
It's been a close football game. And they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Double twins is the call. Motion back across the set here.
And throw the football, trying to get pressure on him. He's going to run. He's going to get it.
Slagenhofer's going to keep it this time. They brought the pressure, they brought the receivers across the formation there, and then he bootlegs it to the right, nearly on a naked bootleg there, and picks up the first down, and that's the first time we've seen him boot away from the receivers tonight.
Big first down there for the Tigers on 4th down. Getting crunch time for the Arkansas High defense here. Need a stop.
1st and 10 now for the Tigers at the Razorback 17-yard line.
Time for a turnover.
Double tight ends, flanker set. They give it
to Clark. Fullback.
Clark is breaking the line of scrimmage, and he's picking up those 4 or 5 yards.
That's what we didn't see in the first half. They had a difficult time running on Arkansas High the first half. Only had 7 yards rushing.
11-12 left here in the fourth quarter at Razorback Stadium.
They picked up 48 yards rushing here in the second half.
And I guarantee you probably 95% of that's been to Clark. 2 tight ends and a flanker set, I formation for the Bentonville Tigers. They run the counter tray look that time.
Hartman with the carry. Picks up about 3 on the play.
Going to pick up 2 yards, so brings up 3rd down and 4.
Another big 3rd down play here.
I believe Bentonville's in 2-down territory here, Joe, with the score 17-14.
Well, if they went for it back there on 4th and 3, I figure they'll go for it again here. Unless they lose yardage, and they might call on field goal kicker. Anything close, they'll go for
double
it.
twins, there's the motion. And great defense that time by Jamon Howard. They
almost picked it off there at the 10-yard line.
We had that receiver covered. But I tell you the other thing that we had that time we had great outside pressure. We were ready for that bootleg in case he bootlegged it again. And we had a defender out there, so he had to pull it up and throw it, and great defense there. Bird and Jamon Howard were on coverage over there.
This will be a 28-yard field goal attempt by Guevara. He's made 1 out of 2.
And that's up, and that's good. And we had great pressure that time. So with 10:09 left here in the fourth quarter, the score now, the Bentonville Tigers 20, the Arkansas High Razorbacks 14. It's a one-score game, and we're back after these messages from KLFI. We're back here, and Bentonville has taken a 6-point lead now, but we need a huge drive here by the Razorbacks.
Big kickoff return would help get that drive started.
Well, Joe, I don't think we're going to get a return on this one.
Well, Bird's got it at the goal line.
And he brings it back out to the 20.
He's got some room. He's still on his feet.
He's out across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
34-yard kickoff return for David Bird.
Hey, that's a big way to start it right there, Alan. 10:04 left here in the fourth period.
Razorbacks needed that.
This is where that hog stamina comes in right here.
We just need to pound them right here.
Twins to the right, split to the left, I formation for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. They give it to Willis, and he's going to be stacked up in there.
No gain on the play.
No yards. He couldn't get the cutback on that one. Bentonville had it snuffed out. So it brings up second down and 10 for the Hogs with 9:46 left here in the fourth period. Bird comes split out to the right. Jamon Howard in the slot to the right. I formation. Justin Willis, Patrick Gamble the backfield. Josh Potter quarterback.
Potter's back to pass. He's got time. Brings it back down. It's going to be dropped.
He's going to be tackled there by Nathan Huffer. Going to be a loss of 2 yards. So brings up third down now. As you see right here, Jamon's going to come out here in the flat. And Josh gets pressure from Huffer in there, and he makes that big stop on him.
3rd and 12 for the Razorbacks. They're on 32. Big pressure. Potter gets away.
But still the contain is there for the Bentonville Tigers. So now the punting team, John Shaw, will come on to punt for the Razorbacks. 4th and 14, and Shaw's on to punt.
And I'm looking at the flags, Robbie, and one of them's blowing one way and one's blowing the other.
This wind is very variable, and it's about 20, 25 miles an hour now. Shaw will be at his own 16-yard line. Great snap by Tyler Arnold. The kick is up. He turns it over, and it's going to take a good Arkansas High bounce, and we got to get down there in a hurry. Great job
great
there again by John Shaw, Joe.
Great punt.
16 to the 3.
I'm trying to figure that one up there.
Would be 84 yards minus 81 yards.
63-yard punt there.
Okay.
Big time punt again from Shaw.
Excellent punt.
And great coverage down there that time by Reggie Atkins. Getting on that ball.
7:57 left here, deep in the territory. John Shaw has inverted this field. And Reggie Atkins along with Jacob Hudson on the stop there for the Hogs. Ball carrier. Clark was the ball carrier again for the Bentonville Tigers.
Picked up 3 on the play. Hogs need to hold them here. Get the football back.
Full house backfield with a power eye. The wham.
Cuts it back.
Back and ran into his own man.
Stopped at the 10.
Well, if he made it to the 10.
It's going to be 3 yards short.
3 yards short, so brings up 3rd down and 3. score here is 20-14 in favor of Bentonville in the other 5A conference semifinal state championship game. El Dorado and Fort Smith Southside are tied up at 10 apiece.
Big third down here, 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. The Razorbacks need to get a stop. Handoff up the middle, and the Razorbacks are going to stop them. No gain here on the play. Justin Willis down the bottom, along with Freddie Barnett. Brings up a 4th down and 3 for the Tigers. The Razorbacks stand to get good field position here. Punter is about 5 yards deep in his own end zone punting the football. David Bird will be back around his 50.
And now he's going to punt from deep in his end zone.
Razorbacks will need to get some pressure here.
We need pressure, but no penalty, Joe.
And set up a return. They're going to set up the return here.
And
low kick.
And it's going to get a good roll, but still going to be great field position to start here for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. They're going to play 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
42-yard punt that time. Punted it away from Bird, so Bird could not get a return.
53 yards away from pay dirt right here.
Plenty of time. 5:50 left here.
5:50 left.
Razorbacks need to put together a drive, score the touchdown, get the extra point, go to War Memorial next week.
Absolutely. And we'll be the home team at War Memorial. Power I this time now for the Arkansas High Razorbacks. Double tight end formation. They give it to Gamble.
Gamble gets
Gamble's going to
outside.
be across the 50 inside to about to the 49 of the Bentonville Tigers. Going to be a pickup of 4 yards, so brings up 2nd down and 6 now for the Razorbacks with 5:35 left here in the 4th period. This is the drive you need to put in the end zone right here.
Got plenty of time. No time, there's not a time to panic right here.
Plenty of time.
Run your offense. You don't have to throw the football. Just run your offense. Take time off and get in the end zone.
2 tight ends, power I formation, mano-manos. Football.
Fake the handoff. Potter's back to pass.
Oh, just off the fingertips of Jamon Howard. They faked the wham that time and run the power play action.
I think 38 might have gotten his hands on it a little bit there. Deflected it. Steve Jones.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock here with 5 minutes. Twins right. 3 receivers to the right this time for the Razorbacks. Ross, Gamble, and Howard in the slot.
Fakes the screen. He's back to
They're
pass.
going uptown for Roy Ross, and he's got the catch at the 19-yard line.
Great pass and catch that time. 31
Great
yards.
throw and catch that time by the Arkansas High Razorbacks with 4:53 left here in the 4th period. As you see right here, they fake the underneath screen. They fake it here to Jamon. Josh throws it down the field. Roy goes up and gets it.
31-yard pickup and a 1st down inside the 20 at the 19.
And the clock's running again with 4:48 left here in the 4th period. This is a huge offensive drive for the Arkansas High Razorbacks, down 6 points at 20-14. Double tight end wishbone formation for the Razorbacks. They run the counter wham. Jamon Howard, he's going to be inside the 15 to the 14-yard line before being stopped by number 28, Kevin Clark on the stop for the Bentonville Tigers.
Pick up a 4 on the play.
So brings up, Joe, they show 5. So 2nd and 5 now.
Clock still running, 4:10 left here in the ball game. Razorbacks down by 6.
At the 15-yard line of the Bentonville Tigers. Double tight end, wishbone formation, full bone. They run the counter wham to Patrick. He's trying to get outside, and great pursuit that time by the Bentonville Tigers. Leading the charge for the Tigers is number 44, Taylor Sizemore on the stop for them.
Maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
And we have 3:46 left here in the 4th period. We have a timeout on the field. You're watching KLFI TV 35. Come back after these messages. We're back here with 3:46 left. The score of the Tigers 20, the Razorbacks 14, but the Hogs are driving.
Got a 3rd down and 5. here need the first down first.
We have a timeout, call a timeout here, and the fans here on the home side are on their feet and cheering for these red Razorbacks.
And a huge crowd for Bentonville cheering for their defense.
Great semifinal championship game here. Bentonville's going to play a four-front with two linebackers.
Pass is incomplete.
Incomplete.
Intended over there for Roy Ross.
I tell you what, Ross was open just a little bit quicker there.
Big play here, 4th down and 5 for the Razorbacks.
3:42 left here in the fourth quarter. Incomplete pass stops the clock.
Of course,
there's a great shot of junior quarterback Josh Potter.
You're in 4-down territory here, and even if you don't make it, you still got plenty of time.
Absolutely.
You got them backed up. We'd like to get that first down first. Didn't take it in.
They break the bone this time. Two receivers to the right. Pro look to the left there. One back set. Justin Willis alone set back.
Potter's back to pass. He's throwing the fade. He's going to throw it out of bounds.
Just off the fingertips of Roy Ross. And so the Bentonville Tiger defense has held the Razorbacks. But folks, there's still a lot of time left in this football game. It's 3:35, and the Razorback defense is coming back on the field.
The Razorbacks still have a couple of timeouts here. Still got plenty of time to make the stop, get the football back. But you can't let Bentonville get a couple of first downs.
Absolutely not. We need the football back quickly. We need a 3-and-out right here for the Razorbacks. They need to get them off the field, get the offense back on the field. Pro right formation for the Tigers. High backfield. Pressure. And Slockenhoff's going to keep it on the boot to the right side there, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards before being stopped by Reggie Atkins. Nearly had a block in the back over there on the corner. They were outside the box, but we didn't get that one.
No, they missed that one.
That's why the edge disappeared. 3:11 left here in the fourth quarter.
2nd down and 5 for the Tigers. Got to run down the play clock as much as they can. Inside of 3 minutes. Quick snap. Handoff and a first down.
Clark, the ball carrier. He's going to be stopped by Reggie Atkins, but it is going to be enough for a first down. I'm going to move those chains with 2:45 left here.
Thirteen first downs for the Tigers now.
Don't look for the Tigers to do anything fancy. They're just going to hold on to that ball and try to eat the clock.
The Razorbacks have called a timeout. 2:44 left here in the ball game. Trailing 20-14.
And we're back after these messages. We're back here after the timeout with 2:44 left in the fourth period here. The score, the Tigers 20, the Razorbacks 14. The Tigers have first down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
There's
Been a
back
great
defense.
football game.
7 in the box.
And Clark's going to break the line of scrimmage. And he's going to pick up about 7 yards, so it's going to bring up second down. Now he says he's going to bring up 6 yards, so second down and, well, Mark, the spot says 5, Joe, so second 5. 2:24 left here in the fourth quarter.
45 yards rushing in the second half for Clark. None in the first half.
He's been their workhorse here in the second half. Slockenhoffer's using the 25-second clock. Two tight ends, flanker. They run the counter this time.
Nothing there. Stopped by the interior of the
Brad
line.
Hyde is the ball carrier that time for. And we have a timeout with 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. We're coming back after these messages. We're back here, and there's a shot of the home crowd. They're not standing this time, but they have been standing all night long because there's been some exciting things happen for the Arkansas High Razorbacks right now. But now the job at hand is a defensive stand. A turnover is what's needed right here.
Razorbacks need the football back. 3rd down and 4.
And now the crowd's coming to their feet, chanting "Go Hogs Go." They're trying to get this team back in it right here, this defensive stand. And I'm telling you, Joe, do not count this defense out. This is a great football team. They've come a long way, and they are good. Clark's the ball carrier.
Clark's going to have the 1st down.
And so Bentonville's going to move the chains. They're just grinding it out.
He's been almost unstoppable here in the 2nd half.
Tell you what, he looks like a fire plug there. He's not very tall, but he's
5'9", 180.
Very muscular in the quads there.
Another one of those senior players for the Tigers.
Again, we said that this is the first time that the Bentonville Tigers have been to the playoffs I guess, in school history. I guess since they've been in 5A. Bentonville came up into 5A probably about 15 years ago. Pro formation. Pro I right. They give it to Clark again, and that time he's going to be stopped by Troy Robinson, Freddie Barnett, and Kyle Forte in on the stop for the Razorbacks.
Pick up a 1.
Justin Willis also in there.
117,
so
the clock running.
The clock's running. The Razorbacks have one more timeout to stop the clock. 2nd down and 9. We're under a minute now.
And off this
Walter
time.
Hill on the stop for the Razorbacks, and there's a flag on the play, so I guess it's going to be...
That'll be a face mask.
Unintentional. 5 yards. Well, wait a minute. Well, he didn't give the yardage that time. But I think it didn't look like it was an intentional one. It's not going to be the unsportsmanlike conduct. There he showed it, 5 yards. 45.7 seconds left.
10 penalties for 80 yards against the Razorbacks.
20-14 the score.
Clock starts again.
The clock has started. There's a 18-second differential between the game clock and the 25-second clock. And we're under 30 seconds here. And Sloggerhoff's going to down the ball. And so that's going to be the last play in the game. And so, folks, that's the end of this football game. But under no circumstances, these Arkansas High Razorbacks have got one thing to be ashamed of. We've said it earlier. They started 0-3. They've come back, and they're going to finish up at 8-5. 8-5, one of the top 4 teams in the state of Arkansas in Class 5A. That's huge, Joe. That's huge.
And, you know, it's no shame losing to the #1 team in the state of Arkansas, team that just came off last week beating the defending champion in 5A.
Hey, this football team has come such a long way, and these young men have came such a long way that, you know, it's been a great season. It's been a great season. And these senior kids are going to look back and say, hey, you know that we started at 0-3 and we finished up at 8-5, won the conference championship in overtime, won the quarterfinal round in overtime against a very good West Memphis football team. This team and these coaches have done a remarkable job in representing Texarkana, Arkansas this year in football season.
You know, and this is a team, Bentonville, that has gone on the road. They beat Fort Smith Southside. They beat Springdale. They went to Cabot and beat Cabot. They've come in here and beaten the Arkansas High Razorbacks at a very tough place to play. And with a team that we mentioned, probably the hottest team right now in 5A, the Razorbacks, who had won, 6 games in a row here and doing extremely well here at the end of the season.
You know, we've just seen things happen. We've seen seniors on this football team step up. You know, Justin Willis has stepped up after game 3. Jamon Howard started running the ball very effectively. Patrick Gamble opened up the outside. You know, Josh Potter started to make his reads, and good things started happening. This defense, sophomore, outstanding lineman, you know, Freddie Barnett, he stepped up. Huge. You know, when you start the season, you got a sophomore lineman. But, man, as this season went along, you got an outstanding defensive lineman in Freddie Barnett, Troy Robinson on defense, David Bird, Reggie Atkins, Thomas Thompson, Roy Ross. All of those names, these guys have come a long way. And Alan Brown is down on the sideline with Coach Denny Burdine.
I know that's not what we wanted. We lost 20 to 14. I can't say enough about the character of this ball team for this year.
They played hard. We made a lot of mistakes tonight, and to be honest with you, they probably deserved to win over us because they didn't make as many mistakes. I don't know how many yards and penalties we have, but it was enormous.
I know that you got to be proud of some of your seniors, somebody that played real hard tonight. I know you got some younger kids coming back, but what about those great senior class this year?
Seniors did a great job for us. They finally brought us out of the dark ages, and got us back into winning. And I'll say again, this group, sophomore, junior, and seniors had terrible seasons in junior high, but to get to the semifinals, have a chance to get in the finals, our seniors did a great job for us.
Yeah. I know that you don't know, but El Dorado beat Southside 13-10 tonight, so it'll be El Dorado and Bentonville in the finals, so it'll be a great matchup. But Coach Burdine, I know on behalf of this community, on behalf of KLFI, we're real proud of this football team, real proud of this coaching staff and what y'all are ready to accomplish this year, and it's been a great ride.
Well, I appreciate it, but we played a good football team tonight. I said it would take a good team to come down and beat us, and they did a great job. Good job of coaching on their behalf. Good football team.
Congratulations, Coach Burdine. Back to y'all, Robbie.
Coach said it right there, but he didn't say he didn't give the due to who needs the due to. This coaching staff has come a long way. These kids became coachable. They became coachable when they were 0-3. This coaching staff is to be commended along with these players. They did an outstanding job. And hey, Coach Burdine said it all. That was a good Bentonville football team. They were well coached. They had 30 seniors, 20 of them were starters. The best quarterback we've seen all season is Sloggerhoff. He made some great choices. The Arkansas High, the Texarkana community can be very proud of this Arkansas High football team.
Yeah, this is a team that we mentioned earlier could have given up. They could have folded down, 0-3 record, and all they did was fight the whole time. Even with, odds against them, able to come back, win the conference championship outright, get to the semifinals of the state playoffs. Hey, you just can't say enough about this football team.
Started 0-3 and finished up as one of the 4 best teams in the state. That says it all right there. For Robbie McAdoo, along with Joe Adams, you've been watching KLFI TV 35. We're glad you tuned in, and we'll see you next week maybe or next season